So now understanding what the core platform is, what are the core APIs that the platform provides, and how we've changed from Windows 8 to Windows 8.1. So coming from Windows 8 to Windows 8.1, there have been a lot of changes. As you as consumers, you would have seen a lot of changes if you're using Windows 8 before and you now started Windows 8.1, now started upgraded to Windows 8.1. So there had been some changes in terms of a very simple, we had been hearing a lot of feedback from all the student community and developer community. So it's not possible to, the OS has to evolve over time. So it's not possible to package in everything right at the start. So therefore we came up with this release in less than an year's time. And some of the notable user experience changes that you might have seen is that the start button is now back. Something that I showed you in the first slide, the tiles that are an entry point into your app. So now we've got various tile sizes. So we've got 2 more tile sizes now. So these are some changes that took place in context to the user experience. So apart from the user experience, we had a lot of changes. So a lot of new APIs got added to XAML. Performance of XAML. XAML, by the way, I'd like to tell you, is used for UI. It's a declarative language. It's basically extensible application markup language, which is proprietary to Microsoft. So you basically build your UI tier into XAML. So a lot of new controls got added to HTML, CSS also. And a lot of some APIs were updated, and we also had a lot of new set of APIs coming in. So as you can see here, this slide basically is a representative slide. We cannot write all the APIs that have come new into the slide because there have been addition of more than 4,500 APIs into the system. So it's not possible to list down all the APIs over here. Some of the APIs that I like to spend time and are new are we had new APIs for speech synthesis. So speech synthesis is basically converting text to speech. So now you can use this API directly to convert text to speech. You can leverage this API in various app scenarios, like probably if you're building some kind of a navigation kind of an app where you want the app to read out. So there are different, it's available in different languages. And then you also have some, so we also had something we could utilize it in scenarios like where we have to have some training recording videos, etc., in all those scenarios. So it's not feasible to basically put all the voice into the app itself, so the app size would increase and change would be very difficult. So now we can directly use this text to speech API. Something interesting that also came up in Windows 8.1 was a PDF rendering API. So now you can actually render PDF text directly into the app itself. So before this, it was not possible. From a modern app, you'll basically opening a PDF document, it'll get opened into another web view control or into the browser. So now you can actually render all your PDF text into the app itself. So you get this native feel. Then we also now have support for something called 3D printing. So 3D printing is a very interesting domain. So a lot of you who are great tech enthusiasts would have read that 3D printers are soon catching up. We have 3D printers for each and every domain coming up now. So we have 3D print. We even have now edible 3D printers. So I was reading the other day, Hershey's is going to make a 3D printer for printing chocolates. So 3D printing is basically a technology wherein we create 3D, where we print 3D objects by depositing layers. So we had 3D printers could be used for getting some machine parts or some toys or customized stuff like that. So with this trend of 3D printing catching up, Microsoft has kept pace with it, and now we have a 3D printing API. So calling of a 3D printer from your app will be as simple as calling as simple as we implement 2D printing. It inherits all the standard features like file, print queue, etc. So you can actually very easily use it in your app. We also had a lot of support for point of service devices. So we now have APIs supporting a lot of point of service devices, point of sales devices, and some human interface devices that you can actually use in your apps. So depending upon your app scenario, some of these APIs might come in handy. So we also had for authentication, we also had an addition of biometric authentication. Apart from this, we had a contacts API. So every account every store account requires, if you want to download any app from the Windows Store, you require an Outlook account. So you can use the contacts API to use these contacts of your Outlook account into your app, and you can use them for probably Skype calls or stuff like that, whichever app scenario might be applicable for your apps. So that will vary from app to app. So we also continue to support the desktop APIs. So we had some additions into desktop APIs as well. We had an addition of tiles, notifications. We could now add a tile for a desktop app also onto our modern start screen. So that is, we still continue to support the legacy, but the main focus is on developing modern apps for the platform. Right. So as I discussed with you, there are a lot of APIs. Not everything can be discussed here. That is what I explained it to you. So this is basically a representative slide to let you know, what all something that have come up new and what all kind of APIs exists. So once you start building, you can actually go deep dive into the API that you are required to use in your app. You can find all these APIs at MSDN. Some of you might be already aware of MSDN. MSDN is the Microsoft Developer Network. So you have the documentation for all these APIs at MSDN. So you can refer to them at MSDN. Going forward, so moving forward, so we've understood basically what the platform is all about and some of the key messages up till now. So the key message that I wanted to share with you is that with Windows 8 and 8.1, we now have something called modern apps, which is different from the desktop applications. And all these are built over Windows runtime, and you can use the language neutrality to build the app in whatever language that you are comfortable in. Whenever we are looking out for building something, there has to be some motivation that drives us. There's something that we see, if we go on to build on a platform, if you want to build an app, we need, for anything and everything in life that we do, we need some kind of a motivation. So for that, we have a massive opportunity in Windows. So as I told you before, the Windows Store came up with so Windows Store currently has a lot of apps already on store. The app gap is continuously decreasing from all the other platforms. And there are almost 1 lakh apps into the store currently. So these apps include some of the top apps like Twitter, Facebook, Netflix, etc. And apart from, just having all these top apps onto the store, it's more, it's like a lot of other benefits for the developers also. So Windows has a best revenue sharing economics. So the revenue sharing starts at 70%, but once you cross $25,000, the revenue sharing model shifts to 80%, 20%, which is the best in the industry. So no other platform offers a revenue sharing of 80 to 20 ratio. So here I would also like to highlight some of the features of the store. As I already mentioned a lot of times before, that store has got a phenomenal reach. So with every device that's being shipped currently, a Windows 8 or 8.1, the store is by default there. So imagine the huge customer reach that you've got. So Windows penetration has been very, very high in the market as an OS, and it is growing even for Windows 8 and Windows 8.1. So you've got a massive opportunity to reach out to. Moreover, from the store perspective also, we've done a lot of changes within the store itself. So now we've made the store much more discoverable. So the store shows results to the customers based on their usage. So which ensures that your apps land to the right set of consumers. You could also the app discoverability has become much more easier. So some of your apps that you've built, your other apps would get promoted onto that same app page saying that these are the other apps by this particular developer. So you can continue building series of multiple apps. And something else that I would like to share about the store with you is that the store so the store also had one more enhancement in Windows 8.1 with context to the developers. So what did we have new for developers? So from developers point of view, now the apps for the consumers that they've downloaded will get so the apps that they've downloaded will get updated automatically. So now they no longer have to update their apps, go to the store and update. So for us developers, what it ensures for us is that we no longer have to take care of the fact that that the consumer is using a current version of our app or not. So all that is already being taken care until unless the consumer selectively selects not to update its apps. So going further, so how to get started? So now we've understood what the platform is, what is the